What if I told you this case is nowhere near over? That the headlines you've seen are just the surface, and the real story is only beginning. Because now, investigators are uncovering chilling new evidence, hidden motives, and disturbing truths that may reveal what could have stopped this tragedy before it ever happened. The FBI says they are following every lead, leaving no stone unturned, and what they're finding is more shocking than anyone imagined. So stay with me, because by the end, you'll see why this case is far from closed, and why the darkest answers may still be ahead. The investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination has taken a dramatic turn. Just days after his family and friends gathered to lay him to rest, the FBI revealed chilling new details about what they've uncovered, and what they're still chasing. What was first seen as a straightforward shooting has quickly unraveled into a case filled with confessions, digital footprints, conspiracy theories, and unanswered questions. At the center of it all is Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old former straight-A student, once bound for a bright future. Prosecutors say he admitted to pulling the trigger, using his grandfather's .306 rifle to end Kirk's life. But the story doesn't end there. Investigators insist the case is far from closed. What drove a promising young man from a conservative family to commit one of the most shocking political assassinations in recent memory? According to the Utah County Attorney, Robinson's confession wasn't just verbal. It was written out in startlingly detailed text messages to his roommate and partner. In one of the most damning notes, he wrote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." Detectives even found a photograph of the handwritten note hidden under his keyboard. The text that followed painted a disturbing picture of intent, planning, and pride. In those messages, Robinson described retrieving his rifle, switching outfits to avoid detection, and even engraving bullets. He warned his partner not to speak to the police, begged them to delete their messages, and admitted that he carried out the murder because he was tired of Kirk's hatred. Chillingly, he even tried to explain away how he'd cover his tracks if the rifle was found, showing a disturbing level of calculation. But these confessions only raise more questions. Robinson had grown up in a conservative household, but his mother told investigators that in the past year he had become increasingly political, moving sharply to the left. He embraced pro-LGBTQ+ and transgender rights, began dating his transgender roommate, and clashed bitterly with his father over politics. The family said those arguments grew more heated in the months before the shooting. Was this a gradual radicalization, or something more sudden, fueled by influences that investigators have yet to uncover? The FBI believes Robinson didn't operate in a vacuum. Director Kash Patel announced that the Bureau is investigating every possible angle. The precise location of the shooter, the trajectory of the bullet, how the weapon was transported, and whether Robinson had accomplices. Crucially, they are also examining Robinson's online activity, particularly his involvement in Discord chats with more than 20 users. These threads, Patel said, may reveal if others encouraged, supported, or even knew about Robinson's plans before the shooting. Already, the case has sparked waves of conspiracy theories across social media. Some claim that men in the crowd were giving hand signals to the shooter. Others point to a private jet that left a nearby airport shortly after the assassination. Patel addressed these head-on, stating that investigators reviewed the flight data and found no evidence of involvement. As for the supposed hand signals, one man in a white hat accused online of signaling the gunman turned out to be Charlie Kirk's own mentor, Dr. Frank Turk, who explained he was simply FaceTiming his family during the event. Despite Patel's reassurances, the FBI isn't dismissing anything outright. He told Congress that every theory, no matter how unlikely, is being investigated. That includes the Discord chats, the possibility of radicalization online, and even anonymous posts that eerily predicted Kirk's death days before it happened. Investigators are treating every lead as critical, not only to deliver justice, but also to silence the growing cloud of speculation surrounding the case. Meanwhile, the personal toll of the assassination has been devastating. At the funeral, Erica Kirk, Charlie's widow, stunned mourners with her words. She recounted the horror of arriving at the hospital, looking upon her husband's lifeless body, and feeling pain she didn't even know existed. But then, in an act that left the world speechless, she offered words of forgiveness to Robinson. Quoting scripture, she said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Despite losing her husband, she declared that she forgave the man accused of killing him. This emotional moment came even as prosecutors announced they would be pursuing the death penalty. But Erica refused to be part of that decision. She told reporters she did not want the burden of having blood on her hands, choosing instead to leave the decision entirely to the state. Her response has only deepened the emotional weight of this case, forcing the public to confront both the brutality of political violence and the grace of forgiveness. Back in Utah, Robinson remains in jail without bail. At his first court appearance, he showed little emotion, speaking only to state his name. The courtroom was tense, with prosecutors outlining the mountain of evidence against him. The texts, the note, the rifle, and his own words. Still, his defense team has yet to reveal their strategy. Will they argue he was mentally unstable? Will they attempt to downplay the confession? Or will they try to redirect the case toward the swirling conspiracy theories? For now, the FBI and Utah prosecutors remain focused on building an airtight case. Patel made it clear, no question will go unanswered, no lead will be ignored. Every message, every online chat, every unexplained rumor is being traced. As he put it, "We will not rest until justice is served." And so the world watches. A young man's confession, a widow's forgiveness, a nation's unanswered questions. Was this the act of a lone wolf driven by ideology and personal demons? Or the visible edge of something much darker, with unseen hands guiding the trigger? The investigation isn't over, and the truth, when it finally emerges, could shake America to its core.
Actively going on right now. We can't monitor them all, and there's a lot of bad things being talked about in all of those channels, such as
immediately find out who's in them. And there are scores of people in this Discord chat room. But we have to effectuate legal process. We have to go out there with search warrants so that if prosecutors want to later use this evidence, it's not tainted by being illegally obtained. We, the FBI, are running the investigation pointedly on the Discord chat group. There are scores of individuals that are going to be spoken to.
Things as best we can. Did anyone in that crowd aid or assist this assassination?
Well, that's what we're looking into now, Bill. Obviously, we have a suspect in custody. It's quite clear. It's why I'm here discussing this individual. However, if this was a larger effort, there was any aiding and abetting, whether it be financial, whether it be someone who knew the specifics of it and failed to report that. As you heard the director say this morning, we as an FBI, our team, along with our state and local partners, are looking into that. We have a lot of technical capabilities, a lot of good
My husband was murdered. On the afternoon of September 10th, I arrived at a Utah hospital to do the unthinkable, to look directly at my husband's murdered body. I saw the wound that ended his life. I felt everything you would expect to feel. I felt shock. I felt horror. And a level of heartache that I didn't even know existed. But there was something else too. Even in death, I could see the man that I love. I saw the one single gray hair on the side of his head, which I never told him about. Now he knows. Sorry, baby, I'm telling you now, but never told him. Didn't want to. I also saw this. I also saw on his lips the faintest smile. And that told me something important. It revealed to me a great mercy from God in this tragedy. When I saw that, it told me Charlie didn't suffer. Even the doctor told me. It was something so instant that even if Charlie had been shot in the operating room itself, nothing could have been done. There was no pain. There's no fear, no agony. One moment, Charlie was doing what he loved. That man, that young man, I forgive him. I forgive him because it was what Christ did and is what Charlie would do. The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love.